That can happen on the first few kilometers of a climb. You suffer, you go out of the back, and then you get your breath again and get another rhythm and manage to reintegrate back into this group. But Rominger looked in very serious pain then. I think a lot of that has to do with his knee.
So Indurain in second place. Riis has dropped back to the side of Luc Leblanc, I think it is. And these riders setting the pace, and it's still Ulrich, and it's almost as if Bjarne Riis wants to go behind and check out who's in the groove.
That's a difficult thing to do, and not a very sensible one, because as far as I'm concerned, the most dangerous man to him in this group is Miguel Indurain. He should stay on Indurain's wheel because he still has a chance to react to the other riders if they attack.
Well, there is Evgeny Berzin. He's riding in 13th position in the line. The boy in the pink jersey from Onse, by the way, is not Alex Zula anymore. It is the Australian rider, Patrick Jonker, who is going better and better. Zula has sailed straight from the front and through and off the back.
Well, if Miguel Indurain was leading the Tour de France at the moment, he would not let himself drop back that far on one of the climbs. He would want to sit in second position behind a teammate, especially one as strong as Jan Ullrich, so that he could control the rhythm. He could talk to his teammate and say, lift it a little bit, lower it down a little bit because I'm suffering. And that, I think, is a strange move by Riis.
Maybe he started the climb and realised he's not feeling as good as he's been telling everybody. This is now a superb group, and I don't think... Let's have a look at the overall. The first rider in the race is here, Riis. Alon, a second, is here, but he's gone straight back again. He dropped back, and now he's accelerated, and he's accelerating right from the bottom of the climb, really. We're only 4 kilometres into it. They've got to react and get him straight away, because if he does go at this point, he would get 2 minutes.
We certainly would, but that wasn't a very good attack, you know. He came from 4th or 5th position, and he just lifted the pace a little bit. I think that may well have been a psychological attack to just try and show his rivals that he's in good shape, and he may well not be. He may be going through a bad patch at the moment, and that was just to throw the gauntlet down a little bit, but it wasn't a super attack by Riis.
But he keeps looking at the riders. He looks at Miguel Indurain. He really, I think, feels very confident here. Now it's another attack and a fast acceleration too. Miguel Indurain gets his wheel, followed by Laurent Dufaux, and these the 3 riders. Virenque comes straight up. Leblanc is up there. So too is Pipoli. And in fact, the whole group reacting very well. Berzin looks a little bit suspect. He's on the tail end of the whip.
This is a very dangerous thing for Riis to do, because what he will do is open himself up to a counter-attack if ever he puts himself into difficulty. But what I think he's trying to do is actually get rid of Berzin, and Berzin, as we speak, has gone out of the back at the moment, 40 or 50 meters back.
Berzin is the furthest back of the line. Bjarne Riis is throwing it down to them. He's saying, if you want to win the Tour, you have got to take it from me. There is little Evgeny Berzin, just trying to keep that lead group in the picture. But if he gets one more acceleration like that from Bjarne Riis, then he will be left. But I think, again, Riis has slowed right down.
It's a very strange thing to do. He does open himself up to a counter-attack. Dufaux moving up on the outside there. And another rider he's already got rid of, I think, is Abraham Alana, because I think that last acceleration got rid of him. Riis goes up again. He's
the next one. He's the next one. He has gone again. This is the 3rd time that Riis has gone. We think he's shaken out the 2nd and 3rd rider overall in this race with his 2 previous attacks, and now he's going for a 3rd time. It's almost if he goes back and takes a look at who he's hurt.
Definitely, that was an incredible attack, and he realizes this is the kind of thing that will put Miguel Indurain under pressure. He can't respond to attacks, he can't lift his pace, he can only ride at one rhythm, and now Indurain has to get into a rhythm and try and come back to the yellow jersey of Bjarne Riis.
Well, Bjarne Riis has been confident. He told his team back in November he'd win the Tour de France, but my goodness me, he's ridden so well at this time, and now he's looking around as if to see where he's going to next, and he's just keeping the pace nice and steady. There are now only 3 riders with him.
Second in line is Luc Leblanc, followed by Laurent Dufaux, and in 4th place, the man leading the King of the Mountains competition at the moment, Richard Virenque. But Virenque really seems to be suffering, and Bjarne Riis really has opened up a gap.
Well, Ulrich, not surprisingly, is gone. It was his job to soften them all up at the start of the climb, and they've all gone. Now Riis has waited, he's attacked them, he's waited, he's attacked them, and now he's gone.
Phil, he didn't attack them, he actually just rode them off his wheel. He pressed on the pedals a little bit and didn't even realize that he was going away alone.
Well, he is riding like a superb champion. He is proving he is really the very best man in this race. Bjarne Riis gave them plenty of warning. He told them 2 days ago he'd win by 2 minutes at Hautacam. They've all had their chance. They were right there with him. He tempted them, he left them, he went back to them, he tempted them, he did it 3 times, and now it looks as though he's going to ride to the victory at the top of Hautacam.
Well, an incredible performance there. It was amazing the way he just rode away from everybody else. Further down the slopes, Miguel Indurain is suffering. He's surrounded by Luttenberger, the climber, Laurent Dufaux, and the face there you can just see in the middle of Jan Ullrich. I think a man for the future.
And for the moment, I've lost the whereabouts of the world champion Alano, but I think he's behind the Indurain group now. So Indurain is going to improve himself overall. If he continues like this, he won't gain time on Virenque, who is down below there at the moment. But Ullrich is back with Indurain, as in Luttenberger. Rominger, remember, dropped very early on, way down the climb now. There's the world champion Alano. In fact, he's in this group behind Indurain. The boy in green is Fernando Escartin, the Kelme rider. And now we're back with the leader of the Tour de France and the leader on the climb to Hautacam. That shot gives you some idea how high we have come in the last 15 minutes or so of climbing. But Bjarne Riis is like a man possessed this year. 3rd overall 1 year ago. He's won the King of the Mountains in the past. He's a very good time trial rider. And he could well now be laying the foundation, as indeed Indurain did 2 years ago, to his victory in Paris in this year's Tour.
He really took the bull by the horns. All the climbers, I think, were expecting to launch their attacks on this slope. They really felt that this was their domain. Men like Luc Leblanc, Laurent Dufaux, who we're looking at here, and Richard Virenque, but they just could not respond to the power of Bjarne Riis, who just rode away from them.
This is the Indurain group.
In fact, at the back of the Indurain group, Miguel Indurain is no longer there. He's cracked and gone out of the back of the group. Miguel Indurain is not the King of July anymore. He really has suffered in this year's Tour de France, and you know he hasn't even got enough to stay with this group, which contains Abraham Alano and Jan Ullrich.
He gave it his best shot today, Indurain. He was right there in the finest position to do whatever he wanted to do, and he couldn't do it. 5 kilometers to go. We now have the man who is leading the race here at Hautacam. And Bjarne Riis now looks as though he's going to give all of Denmark a great moment in sport, because surely now, even though we have an horrendously cruel long ride to the Pyrenees tomorrow, he is now building to become the winner of the Tour in Paris on Sunday.
Amazing to see this man go uphill. He's never a rider that you'd thought of as a great climber, but he just seems to go stronger and stronger. A long way down the climb, though. Tony Rominger has recovered a little bit, and in fact, he's ridden up to Miguel Indurain.
And I wonder what Rominger thinks when he sees Indurain here, the man he thought he was going to take on and beat in the Tour de France. And both of them now are in trouble. And Rominger purposefully goes by him by accelerating and not even offer him a wheel to help him up the mountain. He doesn't want him sat in behind him. He now wants to gain time over Indurain. So Tony Rominger goes past Miguel Indurain, who could well, you know, fall away from 8th overall, because Laurent Dufaux, Fernando Escartin are both behind Indurain overall and ahead of him on the climb today.
Well, that's an amazing thing to see. Miguel Indurain obviously thought coming into the Pyrenees would be a place where he would be on home territory. He felt that this was a climb he knew very well, and this is where he could stamp his authority and recuperate some time on this man in the yellow jersey, Bjarne Riis. He hasn't been able to do it, and obviously this is not the year of Miguel Indurain.
And the year the organisation chose to take the Tour de France through Indurain's home village, he would surely, everybody would have thought automatically he would lead the Tour through there. And it's not going to be now, because that's tomorrow. And Indurain could well be starting the stage tomorrow, more than 10 minutes overall behind the leader of the Tour de France. There he is. Miguel Indurain, the king for the past 5 years. He's in the famous 5 club along with everybody else. He's the only man to ever have won 5 tours in a row. But to be just that one more and be the only member of the 6 club, that's not going to be. Bjarne Riis continues to set his pace. 28 seconds his gap by the standards he has set. That won't be enough for him, I don't think. He'll continue as best he can. This is the little group which is settling in behind him. Virenque is 71, 74 is Dufaux, 111 here is Luc Leblanc, and the rider on the right, 166, is Leonardo Pippoli. Bjarne Riis, though, can see the finish if he looks to his right. It zigzags right the way over that little hill there.
Riis now using all the power that he's got. He's got to keep a tempo going now because he's the man that's decided he's going to open the race up. He's gone out alone a long way from the summit of this climb. He attacked with about 7 kilometers remaining, and he's got to ride this the same way as he rode the time trial to Val d'Isère and the same way as he rode the mountain finish to yesteryear as well. He's got to ride alone, use his own tempo and keep his speed up without losing anything at all. Rominger has made a great recovery here because he's actually coming back up to the group that contains his teammate Abraham Olano, Escartine, and I think 1 or 2 others.
Well, the pace was too hot for Rominger at the bottom, and they shed him, but they've all slowed down that little tad, and now Rominger has kept up his tempo, and he has done a great ride, inspired no doubt by the fact that he is seeing Indurain lose quite a lot of time today, not just to the leader on the road, Riis, but also to Rominger as well. So almost a minute, and the steep part of the climb will continue. Steady on, watch out for those cars, Bjarne. As he now heads up towards the finish, he'll very shortly see the kite in the sky. This is the chase group. The support there from the Festina car for his 2 men, Laurent Dufaux and Richard Virenque. And they're telling him the situation behind, that Indurain has cracked. You can build time, you can improve on your 7th place overall, Virenque. And that is what the manager is saying, because there's also gone from here is Ulrich in 5th, Rominger and Evgeny Berzin and Abraham Olano. So Richard Virenque could be climbing to a podium place here.
He very well could be. The group here we're looking at of Tony Rominger, Abraham Olano, they're more than 1 minute and 40 seconds behind the leading man there, Bjarne Riis, on the climb. But what a ride the man in the pink there has done, Jan Ulrich. He worked as a slave to Bjarne Riis on the early slopes of this climb, and he's still recovered to stay with this group of big, serious challengers.
Laurent Brochard and Pyotr Ugrimov were the other 2 riders in that chase group. Strong men all. Ugrimov we've hardly seen, yet he holds on to 11th place overall. And so the top 12, well, the absence of Bo Hamburger, but 13 of the top 12 riders we've all seen in the action here in the showdown on Hautacam. There'll be a reshaping, though, of the top 12 positions. Look at this crowd now as he goes under the 1 kilometer to go banner on Hautacam. This is nothing compared to the day we have tomorrow, because we go right across the Pyrenees on the longest stage of the race, and let's hope he hasn't used up too much energy today.
I think he'll be riding on elation tomorrow, because the man is flying up the last kilometre at the moment. It's strange to see he's on the bottom part of his handlebars there, using all the power of his upper body as well as that of his legs to keep his machine going at the moment. A little bit of a problem with the gear there. He looks down to make sure he's in the right one, but Bjarne Riis is really riding into history this afternoon.
Well, the latest time checks, Berzin is now 3 minutes behind, and remember he started today 3rd overall, 1:08 off the yellow jersey. He's lost 3 minutes on this climb. Miguel Indurain has lost 2.5 minutes now, and so this is all change again. Bjarne Riis, the parting of the waves here for the chase group, which includes an Italian, a Swiss and 2 Frenchmen. But they're all giving best to a Danish rider in the Tour, and they've never done that before.
Well, this group of climbers is quite amazing to look at. They're riding extremely fast over the final kilometre of this climb, but really they couldn't match the power of a man not renowned as a climber, Bjarne Riis. They accelerated themselves, but when he put the hammer down, they just didn't have the power to stay with him.
And so I think the grimace is slowly turning to a smile here, as Bjarne Riis hasn't got the gap he said he would get, but well, we'll forgive him for that, because he's got half of it today. He's pedalled up to the summit of Hautacam as he sits out of the saddle now, opened his mouth and searches for the finish. Inside 5 hours for the ride to the top of the Pyrenees, and then he'll sit back and he will watch the time tick away. The rivals who are worried about him, and well, they should have done. He even gave away 2 seconds there, saluting the crowd as he crosses the line. He knows in his heart this Tour de France is for him, barring accident. Now Laurent Dufaux accelerates with his teammate on the wheel. Richard Virenque, the grimace of Luc Leblanc, who will always try to beat Virenque in a sprint. As Dufaux comes up to the line, the clock counts down, 300 metres to go, and Richard Virenque goes for the line. Leblanc on this occasion hasn't got it. Piperly is tailed off as Richard looks over his shoulder, and Dufaux also rides well. The 2 Festina boys will get 2nd and 3rd as they head up to the line, and they've closed in over that last kilometre too, because it's going to be less than a minute as they come up to the line for Festina. Virenque takes it on the line for 2nd place, 49 seconds down Dufault is third, Leblanc is fourth, and Piepoli is fifth. But the ride on the latter half of this climb surely has been done by Tony Rominger, who now sprints for sixth place on the mountain. And Jan Ulrich is going for it. Ulrich, by the way, is a fair old sprinter. Where he's finding the strength from now, I don't know. As they come into our view, I think Ulrich is going to try and take Tony Rominger as they go to the line. But Rominger, like everybody else, has lost big time today. As Ulrich looks over to see where Poiter Ugrimov is, not too worried. Rominger, Ulrich, Ugrimov over the line. Escartine coming in. He comes over the line too, and he's ahead of Abraham Olano, who was second overall. Here's the face of the man who has been the king of the Tour de France since 1991. On his 32nd birthday today, he looks around, he's alone, he's a lonely man. Miguel Indurain knows now there'll be no yellow jersey when he goes to Pamplona tomorrow. There might never be another yellow jersey for him in any Tour de France. Because today, he can't blame the weather. It's warm and sunny. Last time it was cold. Today he simply wasn't good enough. Miguel Indurain, he was 4 minutes and 38 seconds down at the start. He's now 7 minutes and 16 seconds down by my calculations at the finish. Well, he lived up to his promise. Bjarne Riis wins at Hautacam, finishing 49 seconds ahead of Richard Virenque and Laurent Dufault. Tony Rominger raced back into the picture. He finished 6th. Abraham Olano, the world champion, was 11th, but 1 minute 46 seconds behind. Miguel Indurain, he lost another 2 minutes and 28 seconds today. The Russian Evgeny Berzin, he was even worse. He lost 2 minutes 59. And a tough ascent too for Alex Zula. He lost the best part of 8 minutes. And Chris Boardman, well, he climbed better than most, and he finished just over 9 minutes behind. He won in the Alps to take the lead. Now Bjarne Riis wins in the Pyrenees to increase it. What a performance he gave today. Overall, Riis has prized open the race now. He's ahead of Abraham Olano by 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Tony Rominger is up to third at 2 minutes and 54. Down goes the Russian rider, Evgeny Berzin, to 6th. And Miguel Indurain drops 2 more places to 10th. He's now over 7 minutes back. And a day of consolidation for Chris Boardman. But this day belonged to just one man.
Bjarne, you told your colleagues from the Danish television a few days ago that you felt you were going to win here in Hautacam. How did you know?
No, I don't think I told them that I wanted to win. Maybe I told myself I wanted to win. It's always difficult because you never know if there was a group who can go away. But I wanted badly to win today, and I really did. And it's very nice for me.
Just about 7 kilometers to go on the climb today. You dropped to the back of the group. Was that just to check out how everybody was? Then you just went?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to see how they looked in the faces, and most of them didn't look so well. So I tried a few times just to not 100%ly I attacked, but not 100%ly. And then I saw they were in difficulties, so I tried to win away, and it worked.
You surprised that Indurain cracked?
Well, yes and no. I think on the mountains it didn't look so good until now, and I saw him today in the beginning. He looked a little bit heavy, not so good as the other years. So I'm sorry for him. I would like to have him on the podium with me, but well, it's the race, and I'm sorry for him. I would like if he could win tomorrow.